welcome to another episode of Embarrassing Moments, where we get a good laugh or we get to see a really humbling moment. Now, today, to start this conversation off, I have 3 questions for you guys. What is fair when it comes to dating? Are you okay with being used? And do you have a limit to how many dates you're willing to invest? Now, I got this clip from Joy Taylor of the Too Personal podcast where she was bringing up a story. And I want you guys to see how this story goes because I'm interested in your thoughts. So make sure you comment under this video. Let me know what you think. Now, before we get into this, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, so here we go.
A friend of mine was on her dating journey, okay, and she went out with a man twice. They had lovely dates. He paid for everything, wined and dined, okay? 2 dates. On the 3rd date, they spent a day together, ordered a bunch of things, had some drinks, had a good time. Really long day. So pretty significant bill. Let's call it a couple $100.
Significant bill, $300. He wined and dined her on the first 2. Okay, cool.
Okay. Because she had to put her card down for this particular place. So when they went to pay, he was like, oh, your card is down. And now she didn't speak up and ended up paying for the bill. They had plans for another date. He texted her the next day and was like, hey, I had a great time with you, but, I don't really see a long-term future with you. And so I don't really want to waste either of our times. I think you're great, but, I don't want to keep our date for next week that we had planned.
Now, the crazy thing is how many men are honest? How many men would actually come out and just say that? That's a real stand-up guy.
Which I think is very respectable. Most people just ghost. So
Very
whatever.
respectable.
So she's talking to me about it. She's like, but he did stick me with the bill. I was like, what are you talking about? Stuck you with the bill? How did you leave paying? She's like, oh, I just froze. So I was like, just text him and say oh, okay, well, cool. Thank you for saying that. Whatever. Had a great time too. It's 3 dates. It's not the end of the world. You don't even know this person. But here's your split for Saturday.
What?
There's no possible way you he thinks that she's just paying for his presence.
Yeah, at minimum, just a split. Just can you send me your split?
If Taylor and I go to dinner, we split the bill. We got credit cards.
We split it.
Split the bill. That's it. And then we go about our day. Because Taylor ate and I ate, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not complicated. He got upset, did not send her the split, and in fact went and sent her the receipts for the last 2 dates.
Oh my God. Yes. I love the petty here. This is great. This is great because what was this woman thinking? She actually thought he was going to be paying for her presents. Why would she think that? Listen, everything is becoming crystal clear now. Women are not virgins. Men are looking for intimacy. We put the 2 together. We either make a relationship, we have fun, or we're friends. Now, it's great that Joy brought up the fact that when she goes out with her friend, that they split the check because they're friends. Right? They're splitting the check. They're splitting the bill because they're friends. I'm not expected to pay for you. You're not expected to pay for me. Now, when I'm expected to pay, it's because we're either moving towards a relationship or we're about to be intimate. That's the only reason. This is why women get confused about men saying, hey, you're cheating because you're giving your attention to other men. This is why I say, men, y'all have to stand firm on that. If a woman is out here showing her boobs and showing her butt, listen, bro, she's cheating. That's called advertising. Advertising to the next person because she's looking for attention. And with that attention, what she's actually looking for is the next sucker who's going to pay for the bill. So did she think that he was paying for her presents? Listen, The only way that makes sense is if he's making money from her presence. He needed her to go on this date and he needed her as eye candy. Now all of a sudden, the people he's doing business with sees that he brings beautiful women with him and this somehow makes him money. Now, if he is not making money from her presence, then what is actually happening? He's watching her breathe. He's smelling her breath. Like, what is it that women think that is so special about them? What is special about them is what's in between their legs. That's what's special. And then after that, it's a matter of how many guys got this prize, right? Because if so many guys get this prize, it turns into a participation ribbon. Now, let's get into the conversation before we talk about the embarrassing moment, which we know what it is. But the first question was, what is fair? Joy talked about this man whining and dining her. Listen, if you have ever wined and dined a woman, you have spent a pretty penny, right? And by pretty penny, I mean you done came out the pocket. Depending on how much this guy was trying to impress her, he dropped 500 to 5,000, right, on one date. And then he did this twice. So at some point in time, we got to look and see, okay, what did she do versus what he's doing? Because he's thinking about, he has some type of checklist in his mind where he's thinking relationship, sex, or friends, right? Like, I mean, that's the breakdown. And that's the breakdown you should have as well. Because the question that the majority of guys have when it comes to dating, whether we're friends, right? Because if we're friends, is a whole nother dynamic. So if we're not friends, meaning we're going to split this bill, then what is it actually going to take for me to get what I want? How many dates do I have to take you on, and how much do I have to spend? What is my investment to get me the desired result that I'm looking for? Are you okay with being used? Clearly, this guy was not okay with being used. Actually, you know what? He was okay with being used. He took his L. Now, her friend, Joy's friend, right? The one she's telling the story about. That woman did not want to take the L at all. So much so to where she was petty and decided she was going to send this man the bill. Now, I'm wondering in my mind, why did she even think that that was okay? Today, in 2024, women are not broke. Well, not all women, okay? Not all women are broke. I think that if this man went on 3 dates with this woman, he realized, or they definitely talked about what they do for a living. Let's be clear. She knew exactly what this guy did for a living. That's why she was being wined and dined in the first place. Now, what this friend does is completely mysterious. But I will say this, for this guy, he must have known what she did for a living. Then when he realized, no relationship, no intimacy, well, then we're friends. Or do I continue to want to be used? Because you know for a fact that this woman is close to 40. So she is not a virgin, right? I mean, women today, especially in 2024, they have high body counts, meaning a lot of guys have taken away their virginity, right? To the point to where now it's like, okay, is she a virgin today? Meaning, did she get some or not today? Because this guy knows that this woman, whoever this friend is, she's bending over for somebody. Because if you've ever had a woman, once the seal has been broken and that woman has been intimate, she's going to crave intimacy just like you. The only difference is she has a little bit of power. She has the power to say if you get some or if you don't. Now, let's move right into the third thing. And the third thing is you must have limits, fellas, because if you don't have limits, your ego will take over and you will not see what's going on. This clearly is a confident man. And I say that because he knew that he was going to make her pay at some point in time. His question was, is she invested enough in him to where she doesn't worry about paying? But he must have seen something in their interaction that led him to say, you know what? I'm not interested in having no relationship with you, and I am not interested in being friends with you. So let's go ahead and end this. He was very honest. Now, again, when it comes to limits, fellas, I'm not telling you to put yourself on a budget, but it may actually help you out, because if you're trying to figure out if a woman likes you, or if you're just trying to get some intimacy, what you're going to figure out is her intentions, right? Because let me tell you this, a woman that pays is a woman that likes you, or she understands, hey, I have the leverage to say we're friends. We're either friends or I like you. Everything has the possibility of going in a positive direction. If she is not willing to pay, it means this is a one-sided transaction. So that'll take you back to the other question. Are you okay with being used? And how long are you okay with being used for? Now, let's get right to the embarrassing moments, right? The embarrassing moment was the fact that she sent this check. She sent the check like, hey, let's go ahead and split this. Hey, like, what? You, bitch. In fact, you know what? If you want to split, let's really split. Here's the receipts for the first 2 dates. Now, this is important to know because he wined and dined this woman. Their third date was probably something really regular, really low key, really nothing. Now, how do we know it's nothing? Because Joy Taylor said that it was a few $100s. So, or she said few or a couple. So couple means 2, right? So let's just say we're going to round that up and say $300 or even $400. Okay. Now, think about wining and dining a woman. Do you think she's ordering one glass? No, she's probably ordering a bottle of something on top of the food, on top of whatever else is paid for. And I'm talking about by him. I'm not talking about, oh, her dress and her makeup, right? I'm not talking about that, because you're a grown up. You want to present yourself well. So you must present yourself well. Now, I loved the petty, him actually sending those receipts, because he was willing to take the L. So I'm kind of interested to know what the hell was her response when she actually got to see how much he spent on those first 2 dates, because it's funny to see and hear these women laugh about this, but they're laughing because they realize that a lot of men are being used. So if that woman doesn't like you, she will use you until you have nothing left. In fact, she doesn't even care if you have a lot left or nothing left, because she's not interested. So it's very important to establish, are we seeking a relationship? Is this sex, or are we friends? Because if we're just friends, fine, no problem. Put your card down or cash at me, because we're friends. Again, fellas, I tell you guys, confidence is the key to being able to see everything that you need to see in life. For instance, what phase of life are you in? Are you figuring things out? Are you creating something? Are you building something? Are you maintaining, or are you in the retirement phase of your life? Because the next question will make way more sense. Now that you know what phase of life you're in, are you looking for a wife, a companion, a fun girl, or a gold digger? Because all of those categories exist, and all of those categories have a purpose. 3 things that'll help you. Meditate. This will help calm your mind and be able to see exactly where you're going, because believe it or not, you're going to be way more focused. Exercise is going to help you look better. It's going to help you feel better, and it's going to improve your overall health. And then the most important thing is investing, because we all want to get to a point to where we don't have to work anymore. Work for somebody else, work for intimacy. There's a point in time in your life where you just want to enjoy things. And I know some women don't understand that part, but it's important you understand that more than anything. Now, here's what I will definitely tell you while you're on the way to figuring things out, or just making sure things fit. Adapt to dating. Because with friends with benefits, situationships, flings, and vacay bays, it'll make you think, right? You get in a relationship, it'll make you think, she going on a girls' nights out, or is she actually going out on a date? Because Women do that. I mean, we can look across the internet to find that. And you ain't got to do no long, deep search. It will literally be right there on the surface. Girls' nights out, dates. Okay. There are good women out here, but they're hard to find because they've been damaged, right? They've been damaged so much to where they don't even trust men. So now we're both at a standstill where men are looking women in the faces and looking to see if she's going to tell you the truth or not. So it's important to know. But I do have a question for you guys. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you are watching these videos, you are becoming the best version of yourself. Now that the video is done, do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.